สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome back to my channel Bim's Kitchen. I am so exciting today. I create another version of my English muffin. As you can see there, I open up with my hand and you can see the layer there. So what I'm calling this version, I call Bim's layer English muffin. You can take a little piece out, dip with the chicken Penang curry. It's become the best combo ever. Or you can put the Penang sauce on top like that and eat them like a open face sandwich. If you want my chicken Penang recipe, check it out on my previous video. And let me show you how to make it. We need 150 grams of starter. I use my discard because I have no time to prepare the new one, the active one. So let's see, hope it's work. Just a little bit over, we need to take it out a little bit. There you go, 150. And then we need milk, 360 milk, 360. This is, okay, there you go. Oops, a little bit more, yep. And we need milk, we need sugar and salt. We need sugar, we need 30 grams of sugar or honey. We need about 8 grams of salt. So what I'm doing here is I always mix the ingredient together first. So this way all the ingredient, the wet ingredient, can be easily incorporated with my bread flour. This time I'm not going to use any of whole wheat because I want the color to be nice. Then we need 540 grams of bread flour. That's it. Then we use the spatula to mix all the dough together. It is wet dough, so you know that it's wet because many of you has complained to me, oh, your dough is too sticky. We need it to be sticky because when you bake it, it kind of falling into the pan and cook one side, the other side is still soft, so you can flip over and make English muffin shape. After that, I wet my hand and I knead with my hand. That's all you need. After I mix the dough and rest the dough for 30 minutes, this is the first stretch and fold, and as you can see there, I add a little bit of berry juice in there, so it kind of look purple a little bit. So the dough still sticky, but still handle it, and it's not stick with my hand anymore. And this is the second stretch and fold. I change the container because I can put into the cooler box easily. And as you can see that I stretch them out as much as I can. And then before I rest them, I always form them to the bowl and put the smooth surface on top, and then rest the dough in the container, just like that. So you see the dough is not sticky anymore. And this is the third time of stretch and fold, and now the dough is kind of smooth and very nice to handle. And again, I put the dough form into the bowl and put the smooth surface on top, so when they rise I can see them that they're nice and smooth. After the dough have rest for 2 hours, and now it's time to cut the dough into small pieces. This time I make about 100 grams each. So 100 grams each make it nice English muffin. My normal English muffin, some of you have complained to me that it's too big. You know, big or small is your preferred size. I have a hungry boy. Small dough or small bread is not enough for him, so I have to make it quite big. After you form the ball, you fold it together, make a tight ball, and rest the dough into the tray with parchment paper. And you always sprinkle a lot of flour to make sure that the dough is not stick on the parchment paper. This is BIM technique to make the English muffin, to make the ball. So you can see that I not put on the counter and roll it with my hand, but I kind of fold it together to make it nice and tight ball. I'm going to show you how after I rest the dough for 15 minutes, this is how I shape my new BIM English layer muffin. So the dough been resting for 15 minutes. It means it's easy to roll it out. I need to use a lot of flour on my counter and also on my rolling pin. Then I just roll them up. It's kind of fighting with me a little bit because the dough didn't rest enough, so I need to rest at least like 20 minutes, I guess. So I wrote it out into long strip like that. What you call long flat dough like that. I'm trying to make a rectangle shape, flat, thin rectangle shape as much as I can. So after the dough been resting for a while, it is easy to roll it out. So as you can see there, I rolled it out nicely, and I try to make it as thin as possible. Then I use the brush to brushing with the melted butter into the dough. So as this is the first time, I need to learn from my mistake how to roll it out. This is my first time trying this, and I want to share it with you. I know at the end it's work, but this is I really appreciate to share my experience with all of you guys, because you are loving my English muffin so much, so I tried something new. I also want to share it with you. As I roll it out, you can see that the butter is leak out, so I need to make sure there is not too much butter in there. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to handle. So this is the way to do it. You roll it out and then you tuck the edge of the dough into the little hole in the middle, both sides, and that way you can capture all the butter into the dough. And use your palm to flat them out, and then rest them a little bit in the same pan. So later on, I'm gonna use my hand to flat it again. I'm gonna show you another one. So after the dough been resting, it's kind of easy to roll it. As you can see there, it's easy now. It's not as tough as the first one. And try gently to roll it out as thin as possible. This is fun, but it's really, really tired to do, because you have to stand and make a force from your arm and your hand to make sure that the dough is flat properly. Then I use a rolling pin. I kind of thinking about using the pasta machine to roll it out, but again, it is so soft, it doesn't work. It's gonna be stick into my pasta machine, so I end up have to using my rolling pin. As you know, the dough is very, very, very high hydration. It's kind of wet and difficult to handle. So that's why I use a lot of flour to put on the counter. Now after I flatten the dough, I use a brush to brush all the melted butter into my dough. This way, similar to croissant, you kind of use the butter to create a layer into your dough or your bread. So that you see, I folded quarter of that side and then another quarter of this side. So make it really, really long rectangle. And when you do that, when you roll it up, both sides is equal size like that, similar to the way you're doing your baguette. But this way I didn't tuck them in very firmly because I want the layer of the dough to be a little bit puffy, not thin. It's puffy layer, like a puffy bread or something like that. So I use my palm to push it down a little bit and then put on the tray. There you go. Now after my dough been proofing again after shaping for 2 hours, it's time for me to baking my layer English muffin. So because inside the dough have some butter in it, so this time I'm going to use the oil to brush on my cast iron to bake this dough. And that's after I preheat the cast iron in medium low, and then I just gently put my dough to bake. This time I can bake 4 of them. And then after I put it down, I kind of cover the lid for about 4 to 5, 6 minutes. This is after 6 minutes, or you can be longer. We're gonna see and check how is the dough going. I use my equipment like that. Use whatever you think you can flip it easily. So I flip my dough and you can see that baked nicely. And I kind of push my dough a little bit to make English muffin shape, because When you put, you make it layer, they kind of misshape a little bit, not like normal English muffin. So I kind of push them down a little bit to make a very nice English muffin shape. And flip 4 of them and then continue baking another 6 minutes or maybe more. When I say minute or how long or temperature, it depends on your equipment that you have. It different equipment, different temperature and different bake. After I pan bake my layer English muffin, I put all of them into the air fryer to bake both sides about another 4 minutes each to make sure they are cooked properly inside. And this is how it looks after being in the air fryer. It gives me a nice layer of my English muffin. It's going very well with my chicken Penang. I hope you like my recipe and try it. And please let me know if you try it, whether you like this version or not. Enjoy your baking, and I see you on my next creation.